Hey everyone, and welcome back to Community Builds. A little late this week, but better late than never. First off, we have a Porsche by some Patty. I can't remember if there's a description or not, because of course it doesn't like to show up on here, and I've already closed the web browser. But either way, 953. Okay, I forgot the number. So either way, this looks awesome. And the 953 is one of my most favorite Porsches. Especially like the rally ones, they just look incredible. Excuse me, I was trying not to burp, but whatever. I'm kind of curious at how you got the trim though. Is it just like a sign or something? It looks like you took a sign for the trim and then glitch welded some like lights and stuff into it. And I'm not sure if I've seen anyone do something like this before. It looks really cool. It looks proper for the car too. Like if you were to use one of the normal round lights, it wouldn't fit properly in there. And aside from this not really projecting light, it just kind of radiates light. That'd work really well. Oh, look under the hood. Nothing under the hood, just kind of opens for space, I guess. Alright, everything we want to look at's underneath. So yeah, that just looks like a big sign. Super compact, slightly glitch welded suspension. Wow. Oh, does this have a sway bar? This looks like it has a sway bar or something. They're either extra dampening or... because that would be the main spring onto there. Why does that turn? That's really weird. I'll take a look at the back really quick and then I'll take it off the lift, but use the lift to lift it. You'll see what I mean in a minute. And then the back looks like it's done the same. So let's go like this and lift it and see what has moved. So that does move with that. But then it goes over to there, which I'm assuming is now pushed down. Looks like it. And then that goes down to here. Okay, yeah, this is probably just like an extra bump stop or something. No sway bars. Anyways, this is really cool. Really compact. It's actually one of the more compact suspensions I've seen in a little while. I have a feeling this week is going to have a lot of compactness in it. That looks really cool. Or the lag. My computer's not happy. It's really hot. So my computer's really hot, and it's being really slow. But this car's awesome. If it wasn't for the lag, it'd be really fast, and it handles really good. I wish I could use my Auto Park world to actually test it properly, but as you can see, this handles, it understeers a tiny bit, which scrap mechanic things tend to either just understeer or oversteer. Can't really help it much. There's not much tuning involved. But really, this handles really good. This would make a really good rally car, general race car, everything. And of course, because of the level of engine they used, it sounds really good. But I'm going to move on to the next one, because I have 7 creations this week. I'm going to load this one in and have a sip of my coffee. Okay. Next we have a Hellebore Mark V Rally Italian Corsa. Once again, probably has a description, but whatever. This looks really cool. I'm not sure what this is though, because if Hellbore is the company, I've never heard of them before. But it looks a bit like a Lancia or even an Escort, but the back makes me think like a small Lancia. Either way, this looks real. Oh wow, nice wide back seat. That's a good idea. In my Warthog, I just ended up sticking one of these in the back because it's smaller and could fit. But yeah, simple little interior. I love how you added the back seat though. Not many people actually add a back seat. You could have so... Imagine having a mechanic in each of these seats. You'd all be like clipped into each other. But awesome looking little interior. You got your shifter, probably like vents or gauges. Those would be gauges up there. Well, those are probably upmarket, more like controls. Excuse me. Okay. Take this for a drive. It looks like it has fairly simple suspension. Yeah. Simple suspension, but it gets the job done. You don't always need crazy stuff. And then a nice straight axle in the back. For some reason, I really like when a smaller car has a straight axle in the back. Just... I'm so used to now, especially now, cars just having independent suspension no matter what. I'm not used to how older cars actually had leaf springs or four links and stuff. So cool. Cars nowadays suck. And this is actually really fun. This drifts really well. All it really wants to do is slide, but if I work on the throttle and the steering, not work on it, but like feather it, be very careful. A little too much throttle there, but this thing is awesome. A little race car, a little car to get around in. This in survival to get around in would be so cool. Like, you could take it from your base, go pick up whoever just joined into your world. Take it to go out, get food, whatever. You know what I mean? This would be so cool. You could even put a couple chests in the trunk back there. But with this being all vanilla, how did you get the flat texture? That's metal. But what is... Oh, like plastic and stuff. I forgot about that. I completely forgot there were plastics in this without mods. I thought that was a mod item. Awesome. So yeah. I'm gonna start making my vehicles out of plastic and stuff because it's a nice smooth texture. Anyways. This thing's awesome. I didn't notice any buttons. Are there buttons? There are. Signals. I should have checked the buttons on the last one. And then your lights. And then a little horn. This is awesome. Oh, and then you used other lights for the A pillars. Ah, or the B pillars. That's a good idea. That actually looks like a really good B pillar. It's nice and thin, but it's still wide enough to actually take up the whole spot and attach things to, and then really, if you wanted to, you could even use that as an interior light. Which, if you think about it, would work really well, even in real life. So awesome little ideas on this car. I really like this. Should put a duck on the mirror. Yeah, either way. I can't really see anything else to check out. And like I said, it's an awesome little rally slash drift car, but I should move on to the next one. So I'm going to go back up here and switch to the next one, which I believe is just a smaller version, to be honest. So I'm actually going to set that there. This is by TNs. No mods required. A study in compactness as small as possible while still having realistic independent suspension and being fun to drive. Thought about various Fiats, Alfa Romeos, and Lancias while building this. Double wishbone in the front, parallel trailing arms in the rear. Historic Italian rally car. So yeah, it looks like it's basically the same thing. And then in Discord, you mentioned that it was just a little smaller or something. But yeah, this thing is tiny. And I can see a perfect resemblance between the two. Like, this thing's awesome. So cute, dare I say it. It's so cute. Alright. Oh my god, it even sounds like a little one cylinder. Hold on. I'm trying to get first person inside it. It even sounds like a little one cylinder go-kart version. This is awesome. What are you using for power? Because this sounds unique. What level engine is that? I'm really curious because I don't think I've ever heard anything sound like this. And this is really fun to drive. I like how you use the brackets to hold on the roof. That is such a good idea. I never even think of that. Oh no, water! No, 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 no. Taking it for a bath. We're okay. Yeah, that's cool. I'm amazed at how compact this is, and the suspension works amazing. Like, look at that. If you like that other car and want a little mini version of it, this is incredible. I love just little mini versions of cars and like RC cars and stuff. They just make me so happy. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start a little like warehouse of community builds, kind of like I did before. Lag permitting. And yeah. That's hilarious. I like that thing. Next is a PreRunner wagon by Ripsaw. This is their LS7, or their LS, not LS7, LS powered wagon with some trophy truck inspired suspension thrown under it. It has a soft suspension for soaking up bumps and is not the best for large jumps. Okay. So it's basically meant for going fast through the dirt and sand and stuff, but not meant for really jumping. That looks really good. Interesting looking intake. I'm really curious at what those parts are. I can tell there's a lot of glitch welding, but I just can't tell exactly what those are. The smaller pipes and something else. I don't know. That's cool. And then a simple, what I call like a C-arm front suspension, because it's just kind of like, mine would go like this. This one kind of goes over and then over. So I guess it's like an S-arm. I'll call it an S-arm suspension. Your typical way to raise it up. And then, does it have, oh, it has a sway bar in the back. Cool. And then it looks like a 3-link. And then, yeah, it's just a 3-link. In the back. Simple interior. Simple but good looking body. Let's see how fast it is. What's it sound like? Ah, you've got the good sounding one in it. It's just lights. Okay. I'm really curious to see how this handles. Seems like you built it mainly for handling. So. Wow, I'm surprised. A little bit of understeer as usual. Whenever I say something has understeer in scrap mechanic, I'm not saying it like a bad thing, it's just, it's kind of pointing out the obvious. Be nice if we had analog controls. I wish we could use like a 360 controller or something, at least, because then driving would be so much better. But this handles really well. I wish I still had a track to actually test it on. I have the world, it's just it needs mods. It has more suspension travel than I thought it would, I'll say that. When the wheels didn't drop out very far, when I took it off the lift, I kind of figured it wouldn't have too much travel. But like you said, it's just soft. Ah, didn't mean to jump. But as long as I don't jump it too high, it handles really good. And it looks good doing it. It really does. This thing's awesome. This again would make a fun either race car or something to get around in. I'd definitely recommend this as a race car. It handles really well, especially if you could, I don't know. I don't really think there's space or really much need for a sway bar on the front. And the thing is, the rear sway bar isn't really making it drift or anything, it's just keeping it more planted. This thing's tuned. I use that loosely, but tuned quite well. And now I'm stuck inside it. Little bit of a bounce. This looks cool. And I like your lights. I really like how you did your lights. These look good. There we go. I'm just kind of looking over it, trying to see if I missed anything, but I don't think so. So I'm going to move on to the next one. Okay, next build is a vanilla Dodge Hemi Max Wedge engine by Dusty Red. I think it normally has a description, but as you can see, once again, as usual, but I'm guessing vanilla Dodge Hemi Max Wedge, so this would be a V8. At least I think it would be, or is it a V4? I don't know. But this looks really cool. It looks, honestly, this looks like a little tiny V4 that would go in something. But if you've got a creation that you need a good detailed engine, like you've got your radiator, the little engine, you can tell the block, the oil pan, everything. This thing has every detail it needs. Where it should be and everything. So if you're looking for a great little engine to put into something you need to build, here you go. Oh, the description. The description, I remember now, just says give them credit if you use it. I believe. So either way, this would be perfect in like a small race car, buggy, heck, even some kind of like a Jeep this would fit in well. Anything. This is great. It's almost got the profile of a boxer. It's so small. I'd like to put this in something. I'll think of something I can put that in. Even just a small engine for like farm equipment or something. It would work perfect. I hate to not spend too much time on it, I just don't know what to really say about it. There's wiring for the radiator with lights on the edges. Lots of glitch welding. I'm not even sure what that is in the middle. What are the parts you used? Yeah, that's a lot of parts. Is that a pillow in the middle? You used a pillow to make an engine. Oh my god. It's hilarious. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely the pillow there. Okay. With that, I'm going to move on to the next one because, like I said, there's not a whole lot to look at with that, but if you can use your imagination, it would fit into a lot of good things. The next is by Honcho Boots again, and it is a Peel P50. And I just realized this is going to be massive. Okay. Yeah. I didn't think it was going to be that big. Here I am going on about all the little tiny things that everyone's making, and then here's this thing. This should be smaller than this. Technically, realistically speaking, that should be smaller than that. Not bigger. This is great. Oh, that's the perfect thumbnail for this week. Okay. I'm gonna remove this for the time being, just lag's sake. And try and drive this thing. There's the little tiny one-cylinder engine. See, when I saw the exhaust coming out the bottom, I was like, that looks really good, but how did you get it so small? Now I know how. It's not small. It's just really big. Looks like you have the proper front suspension. I don't know the details of the P50 or P150. What is this? P50. I don't know the specifics, like how everything is supposed to be designed, but I know the overall look. And this looks really good. Little single swing arm off the one cylinder. Little pull handle on the back. I don't think this had a reverse, did it? Didn't you have to like get out and pick it up or something? Let's try and get in. How do you get in? Other than using the lift. Alright. So we've got a big ol' seat right there with a stick for the normal seat. Pedals down there. Just the engine and stuff. And that's for the lights. This is crazy. I'm assuming the interior is actually proper too. Like I said, I've never actually been in one or anything. I've never even seen one in real life. But like, you've got the whole steering column and everything. Yep, that was just the light. Like, we all know how big in reality the normal light for lighting like your house or whatever in this is. That's 4 of them. And then 2 on the back. This thing's huge. The suspension seems to work decently. Big old steering wheel. It doesn't want to go up the hill. I should have paid more attention and not gone down here. Try and back up. I can really feel the lack of power. But then again, that's another thing. Making it so big and heavy would give you a much better feeling of how it would handle. Oh my god, I just had a hilarious idea. There's so much space in this, okay? Like, look at how much space there is down here. If you were to put the seat right up in the front, so you can just kind of use this view, see where you're going, or even up there where you can... It is nice up there, to be honest, because you can see the whole thing nicely. But either way, you know what I mean. Put it either here or somewhere a bit more convenient. And then underneath, inside, you could put like an entire mobile base. If you blacked out the windows, you could put like living quarters up in the top, you could put warehouse stuff in the bottom, and then just drive this around on survival, and it would be hilarious. Oh my. I'm not going to take too much longer on this because it's just simple, but it's huge and hilarious, and it's making me laugh so much. It's so big. Does it have rear suspension at all? Probably not. It's just got bearing suspension on the front, so if I lift it up at all, what happens? Yep. Not really suspension, but it wouldn't really handle this anyways. This is hilarious. If you want a good laugh, definitely drive this around. I want to see this in the abandoned city. Because, like, this is what, 2 stories, 3 stories tall? I want to see this in the abandoned city. This would be hilarious. I might just have to load it in at some point. I did, on a side note, get blueprints importing into survival. But they're not animated. They just stay there and don't move. Like, you run into them, nothing. Doesn't do anything. This is the TUS Colt by DirtPaw13. I wasn't sure, because this one says no mods. So I wasn't sure if this one did have mods and won't work. But this was the first one in the list, so I'm going to try it first. It's by DirtPaw13. This is the base trim level. Awesome. No mods. Oh, the no mods one probably doesn't have any glitch welding. Yeah, it looks like a little bit on the suspension, but it looks like it just has a lot less like glitch welding and stuff. Okay. Red glowing from under the hood. Where is that coming from? Interesting. Okay. This looks really cool. For some reason, I'm getting kind of almost a Fiat Panda vibe from it. I like it though. This looks really good. The more I look at it, like, especially with like the GT version, wide body kit, lower wing. If you were to go through and actually look at all the variants of this, this would be really cool. I'm pretty sure there's a rally version, tons of different versions. But this is the basic, just 5-seater. Driver plus 4, 5-seater. Get your steering, gauges, and stuff. I like it when people use the controller as like a center console. It just makes sense. I should start doing that more. Basic steering. Straight axle on the back. This handle's pretty good. It's just simple suspension, but it's simple. No, that's the KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. Usually simple works best. Until you get stuck. But that's just bigger wheels. This thing actually handles really good. Is it? It's front-wheel drive. That's interesting. Ever since I had my car, I've taken a really big liking to front-wheel drive cars, just because of the words. Just because of the way they handle, really. And they're so compact. Like this thing, I turn and it turns. There's no understeer. There's no oversteer. It's just perfect the way it is right now. This is great. Oh, a little bit of spring glitch keeping it stable, but that's to be expected in this too. A part of me really wishes they'd get rid of the spring glitch because it ruins a lot of the builds I try to do. But there's so many other builds that rely on it that it's like, what do you do? But either way, this thing is awesome. I just had an idea. Stick that engine in this. It wouldn't really fit, but that'd be hilarious. You've got like a little bit of a gearbox and stuff under here, but... Oh, no, there it is. Engine, gearbox, is it NA or... It looks like it might just be NA. I can't tell. Yeah, that's really cool. Either way, unfortunately, that is it for this week. Like I said, this one... Oopsies. The other version of that one, I only loaded in because I wasn't sure if it had mods or not. But it's the same, just a little different body kit, no rear seat, more like a race version. But either way, it is time to do the intro, unfortunately. So, as usual, if you're interested in submitting a creation, make anything you want, as long as it is a creation in Scrap Mechanic. Make a car, an engine, a building. For not using mods, I kind of need a new intro building. So, either way, create a thing, upload it to the workshop, make sure that we can at least see it with the link, post it to the Discord group in vanilla community builds, and then come Friday, or as close to Friday as I can, I will record and do this. So yeah, if you enjoyed, subscribe. If you really enjoyed, consider becoming a Patreon. And yeah, on a side note, anyone still watching, maybe next week we could do Volkswagen bugs and minibuses. Because my wife's in a really bad flare, Michelle. People that have been watching for a while know of her, but she's in a really bad flare, not doing too well. And I think it might lift her spirits if there was a couple like Volkswagen bugs or minibuses or something. She loves them. But either way, I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.